What's going on, yo? It's Jason Reviews here, back at it again with another video. Got a prediction video coming this time. I know I've had the beanie on a lot lately. My hair is fucked up. I'm waiting to get it cut. But until I get it cut, it's probably going to be a lot more hat stuff going on just for a couple more videos. But, I digress. This right here, guys, is the prediction video for Chrome 23's Ladies versus Gentlemen's card on June 11th. Definitely a dope card they got together here. A mix of some intergender matchups with just a superstar female battle rap main event. And without further ado, let's just get right into the battles. First battle up here is Prestavia versus J2. Now, the prediction I'm going to give may seem like I'm undercounting J2, and that's just not the case. I know that J2 is good. There's a lot of discourse, that goes on about J2 for so many different reasons, silly enough. But at the end of the day, this man is dope. He's a fire battler. And but I just think he is overmatched here. I think that Prestavia's aggression is going to get to J2. Firstly, I know obviously with her loss to Av, she finally got her first loss, and it kind of burst a bubble of people that are going to start asking questions. But what I will say is her first round was fire versus Fonz when she took the first round clear, and I think memory got her. I will say to shoot her onto URL in her first battle versus Fonz on like 10 days prep. That was a really tall order. I was, as I talked about in my recap, I was disappointed for the way that she dropped the ball with memory. I think if she got through her second clean, we'd be talking about Prestavia versus Sick right now in the tourney. But between that and I think that she just has explosive haymakers, that loss doesn't change my view on her still being a upcoming superstar talent for the ladies. And, with respect to J2, losing judge battles to Bad News, I don't consider Bad News the greatest comp. I know it's a little bit different in that Midnight Madness setting with all the noise around and stuff like that, though the grittiness, the way people are cheering. But for me, I just think it's a little bit of a mismatch. I think Prestavia has the better punching here. What I will say is that probably from a pure writing standpoint, I think J2 is underrated for some of the creativity that he can come up with. And he definitely has a puncher's chance at this. I mean, J2 is able to produce haymakers, and he's a good writer. If he just comes creative enough and strings enough haymakers together, it's an any given day kind of sport. But it would still be hard for me, even with the recent loss. I still think Prestavia is on a great trajectory, and I think that she's going to be needing a bounce-back battle now. So I was a little afraid for anyone that was going to step in front of her. I just don't think J2 is going to cut it. So I have Prestavia 2-1 clear, possible Gentlemen's 30. Then the next battle to go over here is Av versus Official. Now, this is actually, really funny, this book, because Av is very prominently spoken out about how he would never battle a woman, And now we got Av versus Official. But I'm definitely not mad at it. These are two heavyweight punchers. And there's really not much more to be said about it in terms of, right up front, when you have these puncher versus puncher battles, it makes the style clash easy, and it usually leads to a good battle. I definitely think O can step it up here. It's just what's going on with Official is it just seems so inconsistent. You date it back to last year, whenever she lost to Gaddis. And then, what was the other battle? The Cortez battle. She choked and lost. I thought she did pretty good against Casey. I liked her performance versus Casey. And then even the DNA battle, I have her losing that. So, Official's in a weird thing of ups and downs. There's been talk about maybe she needs to reinvent herself. Maybe her style's out of whack. I'm not really sure if I can fully agree with that. It would be a topic I'd really have to sit down and chop it up with someone for a while to break down all the elements that go into it. It would just be hard for me to look at Official as good as she is, as great of a puncher she is. I mean, she was just good versus Casey, right? So it would be hard for me to say it's played out like, oh, she's in the dumps. I think memory's really gotten the better of her. There is some genericness to her buildups. Maybe she could flare it up a little bit there, but all that being said, I don't see that beating Av. I don't know if this is going to be on a big stage or a small stage. I don't know what the word is on that. But especially if it's on a big stage, I actually think that Av is a better big stage battler than a small room battler. I think punchers and pen guys often just get relegated. They're great in the small room. That can also be true too. But you look at a guy like Av, and his catalog on a big stage really is kind of outshining all of his recent work in small rooms. So thinking if it would be a big stage, definitely more advantage towards Av. When you have a puncher's battle like this, though, obviously similar to what we have with J2 and Prestavia, because I kind of consider both of them punchers too, even though this battle with Official and Av is a higher up in ranking. It's similar style matchup in that sense. And anyone can string the haymakers together and get it done. But Av being so adamant on not battling a woman, I think battling O, he doesn't want to come out here and lose. There might be some more motivation for him. This wouldn't even be the best male battler that Official's faced. I definitely still expect Official to be motivated, to be pretty decent, like she was on her first Chrome 23 appearance versus Casey. But even that performance, I don't think can beat Av that's coming to kill. It looks like Av has taken less battles this year too, kind of, trying to get more plates that he wants, look for more specific looks. And I just see Av coming in here and just overpowering Official with level of writing and the quality of punches. I think they're both going to punch even at a similar rate, but I just think Av is going to have the more creative content that just lands more consistently. But I do have O having a highlight round, so for my result of this battle, I do have Av 2-1 clear going into the battle. Then the second to last battle to talk about in the last intergender matchup is Gaddis versus Rum Nitty. This is a fire matchup, always down for a Nitty battle. And Gaddis having her bounce back battle coming off of Jazz, I really can't wait to see. I was in the building for her battle versus Jazz, and I actually think that she gets a little underrated in that battle. And obviously, she lost clear. I'm not sitting here saying it's debatable or anything like that, but especially by the third round, she had gotten smoked so bad in the first two. People didn't realize she actually had a pretty good third. I thought some of the schemes she did, she had an approach about the Bardashians being like the Kardashians and taking from Culture Vultures, taking inspiration from Culture Vultures. I thought that was all good stuff. It just didn't land out there. Now, Rum Nitty is, if about as hard, if not a harder matchup than a Jazz the Rapper, right? So it's definitely going from what is it, the pan to the fire. I don't remember the saying, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. So it's definitely a tall task for her. It will be hard for me to bet against Nitty here. I do have Nitty 2-1 going in, but something I do want to talk about regarding Rum Nitty, and possibly what could affect him this battle, why I don't have it as just a 3-0, is that when you have Nitty battling Swamp for the tournament the weekend before, he's going to have Gaddis here, and then the weekend after that, he's going to have whoever comes out of Sick versus Fawn. So Rum Nitty has like a packed schedule after taking a really prolonged break to start the year. He's got a lot of back-to-back battling to do. If anyone can do it, there's a select few amount of names. I think you look at the Geechies, the Nitties, the JCs, the Dannies, and then even Rock proving that he could prep on 2 weeks versus Vixen was really dope. It's dope to see these top guys proving, I can wait out for months, but if it's given 2 weeks, I can still produce a fire performance, even if I'm not in the most comfortable, optimum setting where I have a month's prep. It's just all-time greats being great. So I definitely think if anyone can pull it off, he's one of the guys that can, but it's something to look out for because you have to think between this and the 100K tournament, what is he going to consider the bigger look? So if there was a battle out of all the three I could see him stumbling, possibly fucking up in, I think it will be this one. And I think Gaddis is going to come very prepared because she knows the killer that she's facing. I still have faith in Nitty, like I said. So I am going with Nitty 2-1, but that's something to look out for going into the battle. And lastly, we have Vixen versus Miss Hustle for the main event. Now, this is clearly the big seller. This is the, title, heavyweight women's fight. This is big. This is box office stuff right here. This is a matchup people have asked for. Vixen is the newest on the scene killer. Prestavia is newer, but what Vixen's doing right now, she's already through her preliminary phase. We just saw Vixen have a war with Tay-Rock. I got Rock winning the battle too. I know a lot of you guys too, but that was a crazy battle. I don't think it can hold against her. Her first 2 rounds in that battle were phenomenal. Then coming off the Casey battle, which was another war, for the face of female battle rap is kind of how that got marked. And Vixen was crazy in that too. I think she stole a win right at the end of the third, getting like a buzzer beater moment with You Are Not the Face. But that's a great battle in itself, even for both of them. So Vixen's doing nothing but producing good footage. Even when I had her losing at C3, that's a great battle. Hustle, on the other hand, is coming off of the Couture battle, which isn't a bad battle, but it got a little weird as the battle went on. Hustle's third round angle versus Couture, bringing out the white guy. I appreciate creativity. I appreciate trying to bring the props and stuff like that. But bringing the private investigator, it just didn't land that proper. I think she, dragged it out a little too long. And that was a debatable battle. I had Hustle, but I know a lot of people that do have Couture. And then before that is the coffee situation. We don't really have to talk about that, but we all know that was strange to say the least. So coming into this battle, what do I see happening? Obviously, Vixen is kind of the one getting the shot. She's the up-and-comer. Hustle is the proven top tier here. And I'm expecting a war. I don't see this battle having a clear result. There's some talk about, I'm seeing Vixen 30. I think that's insane. I would think in the reverse as well, saying Hustle 30 is insane. I think a 30 on this battle at all is a pretty crazy prediction. I just think Hustle's stage presence is too great, especially in the building where while I think Vixen writes the better shit, I think that she has the more creative and better punches and haymakers. I just think that the way Vixen writes is that of a Rumnidy or an Av. She just is amazing at producing haymakers, which at the end of the day in battle rap, you can get it many different ways. By angling, you can get it by just punching, you can get it through schemes. In my eyes, a haymaker is just a bar that lands of extreme significance, and Vixen can do that in many different ways. Performing, while I think Hustle can outmatch Vixen in performance, I think Vixen can outmatch her in writing, and I think the gap in writing is bigger than the gap in performance. Just seeing her bark back at Tay Rock, she's been through the fire now, so tough call. I expect this battle to be debatable, damn near preference, just the type of fan bases that both of them have. I could see them both just bombing on each other, and it comes down to really who's more of your favorite battler. People are going to side with the person they like to just hear more often. But for me personally, as you can kind of tell maybe by the way I've been breaking it down, I am edging Vixen 2-1 in this battle. Would not surprise me at all if Hustle won the battle. But I expect greatness here, and I expect two of the top performing ladies in the business to give off an electric performance. And overall, I expect this to be a pretty good card. I enjoyed the first Chrome 23 card, and I think this year stepped up the name a little bit with names, mixed in some intergender. I think having more intergender battles just across all leagues, across all cards, is good for not just female battle rap, it's good for battle rap as a whole. So, yeah, I have Vixen 2-1 edge over Miss Hustle in maybe a borderline classic battle. And that, guys, is my full thoughts on the ladies and gentlemen's Chrome 23 card. You guys let me know, comment down below. Let me know the matchup that you're most excited for, maybe the upset of the night you have, and let me know especially about this Vixen versus Miss Hustle battle. I'm seeing a lot of crazy stuff. Either fan base is going to have their crazy fans that are saying 30, but I'm seeing a lot of people calling it down the middle. So, just give me your opinion if you think that'll be a close battle. Who do you think will come out on top? Definitely going to be having a recap for this coming out. And, yeah, guys, it's been JSmo Reviews again, and I'm out of here. Peace.